something peculiar about it, wouldn't you agree? You invest years, potentially even decades, operating a vehicle you control on a daily basis. You recognize its distinctive rumble on a frigid winter dawn, the particular and recognizable creak it produces going over a certain speed bump along your route back home, the precise manner in which the steering drifts just marginally to the right, an idiosyncrasy you've long ago adjusted for without conscious consideration. You've accumulated tens, possibly hundreds of thousands of miles on the trip meter, establishing a connection of recognition. You believe with reasonable confidence that you understand your automobile thoroughly. But suppose I informed you that this reliable companion, this vehicle you operate every single day, is concealing mysteries from you. Not profound, sinister conspiracies embedded in programming code, but straightforward, frequently ingenious capabilities hidden in obvious locations, created by considerate engineers to enhance your existence with greater ease, protection, and practicality. These aren't merely novelties or promotional tricks for a marketing pamphlet. They represent practical instruments you've been provided that you probably don't even realize are available. Today, we're not merely taking a leisurely ride, we're undertaking an expedition of revelation. We are uncovering the depths of your very own automobile. And I can personally assure you that by the conclusion of this, you'll observe that recognizable shape in your driveway through an entirely fresh perspective, questioning how you ever functioned without this critical understanding. Before we reveal these mysteries and explore what is fundamentally a comprehensive course on the automobile you already possess, do me a quick yet significant favor. If you value becoming a more informed, more proficient, and ultimately protected driver, take a brief moment to hit that like button and, most importantly, subscribe to the channel. It's a minor action for you, but it transmits a significant signal to us that we're proceeding correctly, delivering you the type of useful, straightforward guidance that genuinely matters in actual circumstances. Your engagement is the premium fuel that maintains this operation running efficiently. Now, let's begin. Number 1. The emergency release for your gearbox. Let's start with a situation that creates an instant cold panic, a circumstance that can convert a slight inconvenience into a substantial problem. Your vehicle's battery is entirely, completely depleted, not merely weak, but lifeless. And, to compound matters, you're positioned nose first in a confined garage or facing a barrier or in a parking space where there's insufficient room to navigate. The recovery service operator shows up, a reassuring sight, but then he examines the situation, moves his head negatively, and provides the unfortunate information. He cannot extract you unless you can place the vehicle into neutral. But here's the essence of the difficulty. With zero electrical charge, your contemporary automatic gearbox is secured solidly and inflexibly in park. The electronic controller of the vehicle is inactive. The brake pedal mechanism, which demands an electrical impulse to unlock the shifter, is non-functional. Your gear selector might as well be embedded in a block of pure concrete. This is the exact instant where a tiny, inconspicuous capability, a capability most operators will possess for years and never discover, becomes the absolute savior of the situation. The shift lock bypass. Nearly every single automatic automobile has one. Yet, it remains among the most disregarded and unfamiliar emergency instruments at your command. It is a small opening or button, frequently concealed by a tiny, flush-fitting, detachable plastic cover positioned somewhere on the gear selector console itself. Finding it is the initial step. Search for a small square or rectangular outline adjacent to the P for park. Occasionally, it's marked Shift Lock. You might need to remove this small cover, and the edge of your vehicle key or a small flathead screwdriver from a toolkit is ideal for this. Be careful to prevent damaging the trim. Once you remove the cover, you'll observe a small opening or indentation with a button inside. The subsequent step is the transformation. Insert your physical vehicle key into this opening and press downward. You'll sense a distinct mechanical engagement. Sometimes it's merely a button you depress with the key edge or even a pen. This action manually physically releases the securing mechanism that maintains the gearbox in park. With your foot still on the brake from practice and protection, you can now shift the selector out of park and into neutral. Suddenly, your multi-thousand-pound immovable object is a mobile automobile again, prepared to be pushed out of the garage or pulled carefully onto a flatbed recovery vehicle. Why is this understanding so fundamentally essential? Because in a demanding, time-critical circumstance, searching through your glove compartment for the owner's guide while a recovery service meter is accumulating charges is the final thing you want to be experiencing. Understanding this one technique can independently convert a potential catastrophe, a circumstance that might require special wheeled equipment, additional labor, and substantially higher costs into a simple, straightforward, and rapid recovery. It's a prime illustration of brilliant mechanical engineering planning in a computerized era. The creators understood that electronics malfunction, batteries deplete unexpectedly, and circumstances will unavoidably occur where you need to relocate the vehicle without igniting it. The shift lock bypass is your mechanical emergency solution, a direct connection to the vehicle's mechanics that circumvents the inactive electronics. So, take a moment the next time you're positioned in your vehicle. Locate it, remove the cover, observe how it operates, and replace the cover. The 5 minutes you invest doing this in the security of your driveway could prevent you hours of anxiety and a substantial amount of money in the future. It's like understanding where your spare wheel and lift are. You hope you never require them, but you will be deeply thankful you invested the time to learn when the moment comes. Number 2. The dialogue mirror. We frequently consider our vehicle's interior capabilities strictly in relation to the operator's requirements. The placement of the steering wheel, the visibility of the instruments, the access to the controls, but some of the most intelligent and safety-focused designs are about controlling the cabin as a communal environment. This is especially accurate for anyone who consistently operates a minivan, a crossover, an SUV, or any automobile with more than one row of seats. You're operating, concentrating on traffic, attempting to maintain a safe, following interval. But you also need to communicate with the passengers in the rear. A question is posed, a disagreement erupts between children, or you simply want to be included in the discussion. Instinctively, you find yourself extending your neck, rotating your torso in the seat, and dangerously removing your eyes and your focus away from the road for critical moments just to establish eye contact. This is a substantial risk. The sophisticated solution that many automakers have incorporated is as straightforward as it is brilliant. The dialogue mirror. It's a capability that's frequently hidden in obvious locations, disguised inside the overhead sunglasses compartment. You might have been utilizing that compartment for your shades for years, opening it completely and closing without ever recognizing its intelligent dual function. The technique is not to open it completely. Instead, push it and it will engage open to a halfway position, exposing not the felt-covered cavity for your glasses, but a small wide-angle convex reflector. This isn't a cosmetic mirror for inspecting your hair. Its shape and placement are specifically engineered to provide you a perfect panoramic perspective of the entire rear seat area from support to support without you having to rotate your head a single degree or modify your main rear view mirror, which should always be directed squarely out the rear window. With a quick observation, the same type of observation you'd utilize for your rear view mirror, you can observe every passenger, establish eye contact, and control discussions or sibling disputes in the rear, all while maintaining your posture correct for operating and your primary concentration on the road ahead where it belongs. It's a transformation for parents who can now moderate the rear seat without executing dangerous contortions. But its practicality extends well beyond that. It's incredibly beneficial for anyone transporting multiple passengers, such as on a road trip with friends or colleagues. It allows the operator to remain the calm, in-control center of the cabin, engaged with the passengers, but not distracted by them. This capability demonstrates a profound, considerate understanding of operator ergonomics and real-world protection. The engineers acknowledge that the social dynamic inside a moving vehicle is a major and inevitable source of distraction. Instead of attempting to eliminate it, they provided a straightforward, effective instrument to control it safely. It's a subtle recognition that operating is about more than just controlling a vehicle. It's about controlling a dynamic environment both inside and outside the automobile. The next time you enter your vehicle and reach for your sunglasses, verify to determine if your compartment has that secondary engagement stop. If it does, you've just discovered a capability that can fundamentally alter the way you interact with your passengers and make every single journey a little less demanding and a whole lot safer. Number 3. The concealed key. Within the key, contemporary key fobs are undeniable achievements of practicality. We can unlock our doors from across a parking facility, release the trunk while carrying groceries, and even ignite the engine on a frigid day without ever removing the device out of our pockets. This system, known as keyless access and ignition, has become a standard capability. But this digital practicality comes with a hidden mechanical vulnerability. They operate on small, inexpensive batteries. And when that battery depletes, which it will, frequently without indication, it can seem like you're entirely and inexplicably locked out of your own multi-thousand-dollar investment. You stand there pressing the button, and nothing occurs. The vehicle remains silent, secured, and indifferent. This is the instant where you'll be immensely thankful for understanding that your high-tech fob is also a low-tech concealed tool. Hidden inside almost every single key fob is a traditional physical metal key, just like the ones we utilized for decades. To locate it, you need to search for a small mechanical release mechanism or button on the side or rear of the fob. It's frequently so well incorporated into the construction that you might not observe it initially. Move that mechanism and the emergency key. The blade will emerge or can be extracted free. This key is your manual bypass to the entire electronic system. But here's the subsequent part of the mystery that confuses many individuals. You might examine your vehicle door handle and observe no visible keyhole. Automakers, in their persistent pursuit for sleek, seamless, and aerodynamic construction, frequently conceal the lock cylinder. It's usually hidden under a small plastic covering on the door handle, typically on the section that doesn't move when you pull it. Look closely at the underside of this covering. There's frequently a small opening created for the edge of the emergency key itself. You need to gently insert the key edge and remove this covering. It will detach, exposing a traditional keyhole. Your emergency key will unlock the door. Be prepared, though. This will probably activate the vehicle alarm since the electronic security system doesn't recognize the manual access and assumes a break-in. Don't panic. The alarm is created to deactivate once you ignite the vehicle. But how do you accomplish that with a depleted fob? The final component of the puzzle is igniting the engine. With a depleted fob battery, the push-to-ignite button won't detect the key's signal. The solution is an emergency circumvention. There is frequently a designated location on the steering column indicated with a key symbol, or in the center console, perhaps at the bottom of a cup holder, or inside the storage compartment where you need to physically contact or position the fob against the vehicle's sensor. Sometimes there's a specific opening to insert the entire fob. This allows the vehicle's immobilizer system to detect the passive RFID chip inside the fob directly, a process that doesn't demand the fob's battery at all. Once the vehicle recognizes the chip, it will permit you to press the ignition button and activate the engine. This multi-step procedure, locating the physical key, exposing the hidden lock, silencing the alarm, and understanding the special procedure to ignite the vehicle, is your complete guide to overcoming a depleted fob battery. It's a robust backup system that ensures you're never truly stranded by a $1 battery malfunction. Number 4. The Fuel Door Indicator Arrow. This is perhaps one of the most recognized hidden capabilities, and yet it's remarkable how many experienced, seasoned operators are still entirely unaware of it, and more importantly, the history of why it exists in the first place. You arrive at a bustling gas station in a rental vehicle, a friend's truck, or your spouse's automobile, and the inevitable 50-50 instant of uncertainty arrives. Which side is the fuel cap on? You either make a guess and risk the awkward, paint-damaging extension of the heavy gasoline hose over your trunk, or you have to unfasten, open the door, and extend your head out to verify, appearing like a novice. For decades now, a straightforward, incredibly sophisticated solution has been facing you right in the face from your own instrument cluster. Examine your fuel gauge. Right adjacent to the little icon of a gas pump, there is a small, inconspicuous triangle or arrow. That arrow is not a construction embellishment. It has a critical purpose. It indicates directly to the side of the vehicle where the fuel door is positioned. If the arrow indicates to the left, your cap is on the operator's side. If it indicates to the right, it's on the passenger's side. It is that straightforward. This capability is now nearly universal. A standardized component of the global automotive construction language adopted by almost every manufacturer from Japan to Germany to the United States. The history behind it is grounded in the practical difficulties that emerged with the growth of the self-service gas station and the expansion of the rental vehicle industry in the latter portion of the 20th century. As operators began controlling a wider and more confusing variety of automobiles than ever before, this small visual indication became a substantial time saver and frustration reducer. It eliminates all uncertainty, conserves time at the pump and prevents the minor but genuine damage that can occur from extending a fuel hose too far across a vehicle's painted surface. It is a perfect illustration of what is recognized as user-focused construction, a small, almost zero-expense detail that resolves a common and surprisingly frustrating difficulty for the end user. It costs the manufacturer virtually nothing to add this tiny arrow to the graphic on the dashboard, but it provides a tangible real-world advantage to the operator every single time they're in an unfamiliar automobile. It's a silent, beneficial guide, a component of vital information delivered exactly when and where you need it most. Once you understand it's there, you can't ignore it. You'll start observing it in every vehicle you enter into, and you'll find yourself confidently arriving up to the correct side of the pump every single time, giving a silent acknowledgement of appreciation to the intelligent anonymous engineer who decided to resolve a global difficulty with one tiny, well-positioned arrow. Number 5. The dual-purpose dome. Light switch interior dome light seems straightforward enough, a resolved difficulty. On, off, and a setting that activates them when a door is opened. But on a great many automobiles, there's a fourth, frequently completely misunderstood purpose built into the main dimmer switch for your dashboard lights. This is a degree of authority that most operators miss entirely. Typically, the overhead dome light switch has 3 labeled positions. One position is permanently on, another is permanently off, and the middle position is door, which activates the light when the vehicle's doors are opened. This is all straightforward, but the mysterious authority frequently lies elsewhere. Locate the dimmer switch for your dashboard lights. This is usually a small wheel or a vertical dial positioned on the dashboard, typically to the left of the steering wheel. You utilize it to modify the brightness of your instrument panel and infotainment screen for comfortable night operating. Now, experiment with it. If you rotate that wheel completely up past the point of maximum brightness for your gauges, you'll frequently sense a distinct engagement or a point of resistance that you can push through. That engagement is a manual bypass command that activates all the interior courtesy lights, the dome light, map lights, footwell lights simultaneously, regardless of the position of the individual dome light switch itself. Why is this so beneficial? Imagine you're operating on a dark road and a passenger drops something important like a phone or keys on the floor. Instead of searching for the small, difficult-to-locate overhead console switch, you can instantly illuminate the entire cabin with a control that's already positioned near your hand and easy to locate without looking. Conversely, and perhaps even more importantly from a practical and protection standpoint, is what occurs when you accomplish the opposite. If you rotate that same dimmer wheel completely down, past the dimmest setting for your dashboard, you'll frequently sense another distinct engagement at the very bottom of its travel. This second engagement is the dark mode, bypass. It completely disables all interior courtesy lights from activating, even when you open a door. This has numerous tactical and practical applications. Perhaps you're attempting to be discreet when arriving home late at night and don't want to illuminate the interior with light. Maybe you're out camping and want to retrieve something from the vehicle without illuminating the entire campsite and attracting every insect in a 5-meter radius. Or, in a more serious scenario, it provides a valuable layer of protection. If you sense you're in an unsafe area or being followed, you can enable this mode to prevent your interior from illuminating and announcing your presence or making you an easy target when you open the door. This dual-purpose switch is a subtle but powerful instrument for taking complete authority of your automobile's interior environment and visibility. Number 6. Unlocking your windows and sunroof from a distance. On a scorching summer day, your vehicle has been positioned in a sun-drenched parking facility for hours, transforming its interior into a convection oven. The air is stagnant and searing, and the thought of entering into that superheated cabin is almost unbearable. The conventional method is to open the door, stand back, and wait for the oppressive heat to escape. But there is a much more sophisticated solution. A hidden capability that many vehicles with key fobs have possessed for years. It's frequently called the summer opening, global opening, or convenience access capability in owner's guides. The execution is straightforward. Take your key fob, stand a short distance from your vehicle, press the unlock button once to unlock the doors, then immediately press and maintain the unlock button for a second time. After a couple of moments of maintaining it down, you should observe the transformation occur. On many models, this command will activate the vehicle to lower all of the side windows. And if your automobile is equipped with one, open the sunroof simultaneously. This allows that trapped searing hot air to be released out of the cabin before you even approach the door. By the time you reach the automobile, the interior temperature has already dropped substantially, making it much more comfortable to enter and allowing the air conditioning system to cool the remaining air much more rapidly and efficiently, placing less strain on the compressor. This incredibly beneficial capability frequently operates in reverse as well. Let's say you've exited of your vehicle, walked away, and recognize with a surge of panic that you left a window or the sunroof wide open. Instead of having to return, get back in the vehicle and activate the ignition on just to close a window, there's a remote solution. Try pressing and maintaining the lock button on your fob. On many vehicles, this will enact a global close, raising all the open windows and closing the sunroof, securing your automobile remotely with one long press. This isn't just a demonstration trick. It's a capability born from a genuine understanding of the operator's daily experience and common mistakes. It conserves time, enhances comfort, and adds a layer of practicality. However, its availability and specific operation can vary between manufacturers and even between different models from the same brand. Some might demand a double press and maintain on the unlock button, others a single long press. Some may even have this capability disabled by default from the factory, demanding you to explore into the vehicle's infotainment settings menu under Automobile or Convenience to activate it. It is absolutely worth investing 2 minutes in your driveway with your fob and your vehicle to test if you have this capability. It's one of those small, considerate luxuries that, once you start utilizing it, you'll question how you ever existed without it during the hot months. Number 7. The hidden practicality of your headrests. Your vehicle's headrests are first and foremost a critical and non-negotiable component of safety equipment. Their proper engineering name is actually head restraint, and their primary life-saving purpose is to prevent severe hyperextension of the neck, commonly recognized as whiplash in a rear-end collision. But in a true dire emergency, they have a secondary, life-saving purpose that is entirely mechanical and brilliantly straightforward. Imagine the terrifying scenario of being trapped in an automobile after an accident. The doors are jammed, or worse, the automobile is submerged in water. In such a circumstance, the vehicle's electronics are probably fried, meaning the power windows will be inoperative. You need to break a side window to escape. It's essential to understand that the front windshield is made of laminated glass, 2 layers of glass with a plastic sheet in between, which is nearly impossible for a person to break through. The side and rear windows, however, are made of tempered glass, which will shatter into small, relatively harmless pieces when struck with enough concentrated force. But punching or kicking a side window is incredibly difficult, even for a strong person. This is where the headrest becomes your purpose-built escape instrument. They are created to be easily detachable. You'll locate a small, frequently difficult-to-observe button on the plastic collar where one of the 2 metal posts enters the top of the seat. Press that button, and you can extract the entire headrest entirely free from the seat. Now you are holding a sturdy instrument with 2 long, heavy steel posts. These posts are your key to freedom. Take the headrest and utilize the sharp end of one of those steel posts to strike the side window. The mystery is not to hit the center of the window, which is the most flexible and strongest point. The key is to aim for one of the corners down near the bottom edge where the glass is held most rigidly by the frame. The concentrated high-pressure force delivered by that small metal edge onto the rigid edge of the glass is incredibly effective at initiating the shattering process in tempered glass. The window will break, allowing you to clear out the glass and create an escape route. This is not an urban legend or a movie stunt. It's a legitimate survival technique. Emergency responders, firefighters, and automobile extrication experts are trained on this exact method. While we all sincerely hope to never find ourselves in such a terrifying and life-threatening circumstance, understanding that you have a purpose-built escape instrument already inside your vehicle can provide immense peace of mind. It's a testament to intelligent multi-purpose engineering, where a passive safety device created for one type of accident can be transformed into an active survival instrument for another when you need it most. Number 8. The adjustable seat belt anchor. We discuss a lot about sophisticated protection systems, airbags, crumple zones, automatic emergency braking, but sometimes the most effective protection capability is one that ensures a basic fundamental system fits you correctly. The 3-point seatbelt is without any debate the single most important safety device in your automobile. Its effectiveness, however, is drastically reduced if it isn't worn properly across your body. For maximum protection, the shoulder belt portion should cross over the middle of your collarbone, clavicle, and lie flat across your chest. It should never be digging into the side of your neck, and it should never be slipping off the edge of your shoulder. To accommodate operators and passengers of all different heights, from the very short to the very tall, most vehicles are equipped with an adjustable shoulder belt anchor. This is the plastic housing positioned on the B-pillar, the structural pillar between your front and back doors where the seatbelt emerges before crossing your chest. This entire housing is created to slide up and down on a track. There's usually a large button or a squeeze mechanism on the side of it. Pressing this release allows you to easily move the anchor to the correct height for your body. For a taller person, it should be in a higher position. For a shorter person, it should be set much lower. This small 2-second modification does two critically important things. First, it dramatically increases your comfort. A seatbelt that constantly cuts into your neck is a major annoyance. This discomfort can lead to dangerous behaviors like operators attempting to tuck the belt under their arm, which entirely negates its ability to protect your upper body and can cause severe internal injuries in a crash. Second, and far more importantly, the correct height is essential for protection. If the belt is positioned too high and is on your neck in a crash, the force can be concentrated on that vulnerable area, causing serious neck and even facial injuries. If the belt is positioned too low and is slipping off your shoulder, it won't be able to properly restrain your upper body's forward momentum, allowing you to lurch forward and potentially suffer much greater harm from hitting the steering wheel or dashboard. Setting this anchor correctly takes no time at all and should be one of the very first things you accomplish when you enter into an unfamiliar vehicle, and the first thing you teach a new operator in your family. It's a fundamental aspect of automobile protection that is inexplicably ignored by a vast majority of operators who simply accept the default factory position. Taking authority of this straightforward modification is a professional move that marks you as an operator who truly understands that protection is not just about the vehicle's capabilities, but about how you personally interact with them. Number 9. The mysterious language of wiper controls. The intermittent windshield wiper setting is a capability we've had for decades. First introduced by Cadillac in the 1960s, yet a surprising number of individuals utilize it in its most basic form, never recognizing the full degree of precise authority they actually have at their fingertips. Most operators understand the standard wiper stalk commands: a single push down for a single wipe, then a series of engagements upward for intermittent, low speed, and high speed. But the real mystery, the pro-level authority, lies within that single intermittent setting. Examine closely at the wiper control stalk in your vehicle. When you engage it into the intermittent position, there's almost always a rotating collar or a small secondary lever built into the stalk itself. This collar is your fine-tuning authority for the wipe interval. It's typically marked with a series of lines that get progressively thicker, or dots that get closer together, or sometimes just the words slow and fast. This authority allows you to modify the length of the pause, the delay between each wipe. In a very light drizzle or a fine road mist, you can rotate the collar to the slowest setting, setting the delay to be several moments long. As the rain begins to increase, you can rotate the collar to incrementally shorten that delay, making the wipes more and more frequent, all without having to switch up to the continuous low-speed setting, which might still be too fast for the conditions, and create an annoying and distracting squeaking sound on a semi-dry windshield. This degree of granular authority lets you perfectly match the wiper speed to the exact intensity of the precipitation. It reduces operator distraction and workload, and it improves visibility by keeping the windshield optimally clear without overwiping. It's a capability created specifically for those constantly changing in-between conditions that constitute a substantial portion of operating in inclement weather. Furthermore, many contemporary vehicles with rain-sensing wipers still retain this authority. In those automobiles, the collar modifies the sensitivity of the rain sensor. If you sense the automatic wipers aren't wiping frequently enough, you can increase the sensitivity. If they're too frantic, you can decrease it. Understanding and actively utilizing this rotating collar elevates you from a reactive operator who is constantly adjusting with the wipers to a proactive one who can set it perfectly and then concentrate on the road. Number 10. Rear fog lights and their proper utilization. This is a capability that is far more common on European-created automobiles, but is found on many vehicles sold worldwide. and it is one of a handful of capabilities that can be genuinely dangerous if utilized improperly. Rear fog lights are extremely bright, intense red lights. They are frequently incorporated into one or both of the main tail light clusters, or sometimes installed as a separate single unit in the lower bumper. To be clear, they are substantially shockingly brighter than your standard tail lights, and in many cases are even brighter than your brake lights. Their sole dedicated function is to make your automobile visible from behind in conditions of extremely poor visibility, such as very dense fog, a whiteout blizzard, or torrential, blinding rain. The symbol on the button is usually an amber icon of a lamp with wavy lines representing fog and a horizontal light beam line running through them. The difficulty, and it's a significant one, is that many operators either don't understand what they are, or they activate them in clear conditions or even light rain, thinking they are just extra tail lights, or that it appears cool. This is a substantial protection hazard and a sign of an ignorant operator. Following a vehicle at night with its rear fog lights blazing in clear weather is blindingly distracting. The intense glare makes it difficult to judge distance and can easily be mistaken for the operator constantly riding the brakes, which can cause the operator behind you to become agitated, stop unnecessarily, or misjudge your actions entirely. The professional and courteous rule of thumb is straightforward and universally accepted by operating experts. If you cannot clearly observe the regular tail lights of the vehicle in front of you from a distance of about 100 meters, or roughly 330 feet, then and only then is it appropriate to activate your rear fog light. The instant that visibility improves to beyond that distance, you have a responsibility to deactivate it immediately. It is an emergency instrument for extreme circumstances, not a cosmetic accessory. Understanding when, and more importantly when not to utilize this powerful capability is a clear mark of a considerate, experienced, and protection-conscious operator. It shows you understand not just your own vehicle, but how your vehicle's systems interact with and affect every other operator on the road around you. Number 11. The glove compartment cooler. Here is a capability that is a delightful surprise when you locate it. A small touch of luxury hidden in a mundane place. On a hot day, you might have a bottle of water or a can of soda that you want to maintain cool for your journey. Many individuals don't understand that some vehicles have a built-in miniature refrigerator right in the glove compartment. This capability is more common than you might think, especially in European vehicles, but it appears in automobiles from all over the world. Open your glove compartment and examine around inside, usually on the back wall or the ceiling of the compartment. You might observe a small round vent with a dial or a straightforward open-close slide mechanism. This vent is a direct duct from your vehicle's air conditioning system. When you have the AC operating, you can open this vent and it will pipe cold, conditioned air directly into the sealed glove compartment, transforming it into a makeshift cooler. It's not powerful enough to chill a warm beverage, but it is incredibly effective at maintaining an already cold beverage or a chocolate bar from melting during a long summer drive. It's a perfect illustration of engineers intelligently utilizing an existing system, the AC, to provide an extra layer of comfort and practicality for the operator and passenger at a very minimal manufacturing expense. It's a small detail, but one that can bring a surprising amount of satisfaction on a sweltering day. Verify your glove compartment. You might have a personal cooler you never knew about. Number 12. Hidden storage compartments. Beyond the obvious glove compartment, center console, and door pockets, automotive interior creators have become absolute masters at tucking away hidden and semi-hidden storage nooks and crannies throughout an automobile's cabin and trunk. These are created with incredible intelligence to maximize practicality, help maintain the vehicle organized, and allow you to secure items from prying eyes and from becoming projectiles in a sudden stop. You just have to understand where to search for them. Common spots include small felt-lined drawers incorporated under the front passenger or even the operator's seat. These are perfect for storing items you want to maintain out of sight but within reach, like your automobile's registration and insurance documents, a service log, or a small first aid kit. In many larger automobiles, like SUVs and minivans, you should lift up the floor mats in the second row. You'll frequently locate storage bins built directly into the floor itself, covered by a sturdy hinged lid. These are excellent cavernous spaces for stowing emergency gear like jumper cables, a recovery rope, flares, or even shoes and clothes for a trip. The trunk or cargo area is another treasure trove of hidden space. Lift up the main floor panel. Besides the spare wheel, you'll frequently locate molded foam or plastic organizers with compartments perfectly sized for a jack, a lug wrench, and other roadside instruments. But examine closer. There are frequently extra intentionally empty spaces in that organizer created for you to utilize. Examine along the vertical sides of the cargo area, frequently behind small detachable carpeted panels. These are great spots for things like a bottle of washer fluid, a quart of oil, or cleaning supplies, maintaining them secure and preventing them from rolling and banging around while you operate. Some pickup trucks even have lockable, weatherproof storage compartments built into the sides of the truck bed itself, accessible from the outside and recognized as RAM boxes or similar trade names, taking 15 to 20 minutes to methodically explore every panel, flap, and compartment of your vehicle can be a genuine revelation. You will almost certainly locate usable, secure space you never knew you had, allowing you to transport essential gear in an organized, secure, and silent manner. It transforms your automobile from a straightforward mode of transport into a well-organized mobile base of operations. Number 13. The Manual Trunk Release. This is another capability that falls squarely into the category of hope you never ever require it, but you absolutely must understand it exists. In the frightening and unthinkable scenario where someone is trapped in the trunk of a vehicle, there is a federally mandated protection release positioned on the inside. Since 2002 in the United States and in many other regions as well, all new vehicles must be sold with this capability. It's typically a glow-in-the-dark T-shaped handle or bright green or yellow lever positioned on the inside of the trunk lid itself or very close to the latching mechanism. Pulling or pushing this handle will immediately and mechanically unlatch the trunk, allowing it to be opened from the inside. This is, of course, a critical capability for preventing the accidental entrapment of children who might be playing in or around the vehicle and could secure themselves inside. It is also an essential anti-kidnapping and survival capability. While the thought is deeply unpleasant, understanding that this straightforward escape mechanism exists, and more importantly, showing your family members and especially your children where it is and how it operates is a critical component of practical protection information. It's worth taking a moment right now to go open your trunk and familiarize yourself with its location and operation. Make sure it moves freely. It's a straightforward, purely mechanical system that is created to operate even with a complete malfunction of the vehicle's electronics. It is a lifeline created for the absolute worst-case scenario. And understanding it, there is a small but substantial part of being a prepared, responsible, and protection-conscious vehicle owner. It underscores the vital idea that many of your vehicle's most important capabilities are not for practicality, but for pure survival. Number 14. The Humble Practicality Hook. Let's conclude with a capability that's less about life or death emergencies and more about preserving your everyday sanity. It's the small, frequently entirely overlooked practicality hook. You can locate them in various intelligent places throughout a vehicle's interior, and they're all created to resolve straightforward, universally annoying difficulties. One of the most common and beneficial is what's frequently called a grocery hook or a takeout hook. It's frequently found on the side of the front passenger footwell, on the side of the center console. Or sometimes it's a small hook that intelligently folds out when you open the glove compartment door. This hook is created specifically for hanging plastic bags from a grocery run, or, as the name implies, a takeout food order. It maintains the bag upright and secure, preventing your carton of soup or your container of curry from tipping over, spilling, and making a greasy, smelly mess on your floor mats during a sharp turn. Another common location is in the trunk. Examine on the upper surface of the trunk space near the opening, and you'll frequently locate one or two sturdy retractable hooks. These are perfect for hanging grocery bags, which prevents your apples, oranges, and cans of beans from rolling all over the cargo area on the drive home. It's a brilliantly straightforward solution to a universal difficulty. Some vehicles even have them on the back of the front seat headrest posts or incorporated into the back of the seats themselves. These small, inconspicuous plastic hooks are a testament to the fact that automotive engineers are also genuine individuals who get just as frustrated as we do when their groceries spill. They are the type of tiny, considerate details that make a substantial difference in the day-to-day experience of actually existing with your automobile. Once you understand they are there and you start utilizing them, they become an absolutely indispensable part of your routine. It's abundantly clear that the automobiles we pilot every day are far more complex, layered, and considerately created than we frequently give them credit for. They are filled with these intelligent capabilities, robust backup systems, and hidden conveniences, all waiting patiently to be discovered by an observant owner. Understanding these mysteries does far more than just satisfy a bit of curiosity. It fundamentally transforms your relationship with your automobile. You evolve from being a mere operator into a true master of your vehicle. You become a safer, more prepared, and more confident operator, fully capable of handling unexpected circumstances with calm and competence and obtaining the absolute most value and practicality out of your substantial automotive investment. The vehicle is no longer just a black box that transports you from point A to point B. It's a complex instrument, and now you understand how to utilize it and all its hidden purposes to its absolute full potential.